Good morning, my name is Matthew Hugo from Weather Commerce, and this is this morning's weather briefing on Tuesday the 22nd of March. Today's weather brief will cover a summary on the West European 5-day average temperatures, the UK, Europe, Scandinavian precipitation, and finally global weather alerts. We will start by taking a summarised look at the European temperatures, and between days 11 and 15 there has generally been little change compared with yesterday, as temperatures are forecast to be generally near, if not slightly above, climate averages across most of Europe by around 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. This signal for slightly above average temperatures is in association with a relatively mild southwesterly air mass dominating across most of Europe. Also, just as a quick reminder, please note that the best performing model is shown in yellow, and this temperature within the middle of the pie chart is the climate average. And between days 6 and 10, the trend from yesterday continues today, with a cooler period of weather expected across most of Europe, with temperatures generally slightly below climate averages by 1 or 2 degrees, but more particularly across central and eastern areas of Europe, including Germany and Austria, as a rather cold north or northwesterly air mass dominates across these areas throughout days 6 to 10. And finally, within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, temperatures are forecast to be generally near, if not just slightly above climate averages, but by only 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. And now taking a look at the predicted temperatures across the United Kingdom in some closer detail. And overall, there's generally been little significant change compared with yesterday. And initially, between days 2 and 5, temperatures are forecast to be generally around or just slightly above climate averages by 1 or 2 degrees. And there is high confidence of this given good model agreement and consistency. And towards the middle of the forecast period, as we move towards the weekend of the 26th and 27th of March, model agreement continues today for temperatures to cool and become around about 2 or perhaps 3 degrees below climate averages as some colder weather temporarily develops across the United Kingdom. The following weather chart for Saturday the 26th of March helps to illustrate why temperatures may become 1 or 2 degrees below climate averages as an area of high pressure develops to the west of the UK and combines with an area of low pressure over Scandinavia to introduce a colder north or northwesterly air mass. And finally, within the longer term, as we move towards and into the opening week of April, model agreement and consistency continues from yesterday, with medium or perhaps medium to high confidence given model consistency for temperatures to recover and become perhaps 1 or 2 degrees above climate averages into early April as milder weather develops in association with a southwesterly air mass. And now taking a look at the predicted European temperatures and starting with days 11 to 15, and there has generally been little change compared with yesterday. During this period, temperatures are forecast to be either near, if not slightly above climate averages by around 1 or 2 degrees, as a relatively mild southwesterly air mass dominates across most of central and western areas of Europe. The latest France model comparison graph helps to illustrate this situation, and as you can see within the highlighted red circle, after rather a cool period of weather, temperatures do recover and become at least 1 or 2 degrees above climate averages of around 10 degrees Celsius into the opening week of April. And there has been generally little change between days 6 and 10 compared with yesterday, with this period forecast to be quite cold across most areas of Europe, but particularly across central and eastern areas of Europe, including Austria and also Germany, where temperatures are forecast to be at least 3 or 4 degrees below climate averages. Taking a look at the latest Austrian model comparison graph, and the period of interest is during and beyond the weekend of the 26th and 27th, and as I have highlighted with the red circle, temperatures during this period are forecast to become at least 3 or 4 degrees below climate averages. However, there is some model divergence with regards to just how low temperatures will become, and there is currently a low to medium risk of temperatures becoming more considerably below climate averages by perhaps 6 to 8 degrees below climate mean of 9 degrees Celsius. Finally, within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, there is little change compared with yesterday, and temperatures are forecast to be generally near, if not just slightly above climate averages by around 1 or 2 degrees, with little extremes of temperatures expected. And now taking a look at Scandinavian precipitation, and the trend from yesterday continues today, that over the next 5 to 7 days in particular, some excessive amounts of precipitation is forecast across many western and northwestern areas of Norway. Here, up to and over 150 millimetres of rainfall is predicted, which is at least 400% of normal. In contrast, many southern areas of Norway, Sweden and also Finland are forecast to have precipitation totals either near or slightly below climate norms. Within the longer term, towards the end of March and into the opening week of April, precipitation totals are forecast to generally remain near, if not slightly above climate averages, particularly across Norway and also some southern areas of Sweden. And now taking a look at global weather alerts, which highlight significant deviations from normal. And many central, western and also northwestern areas of Europe over the next 5 to 7 days are forecast to be very dry indeed, as high pressure dominates the weather. Some areas of the UK and also France may experience little or no measurable rainfall over the next week, with precipitation totals less than 25% of normal. In contrast, there remains an ongoing risk of some excessive amounts of precipitation across many western areas of the United States over the next 7 to 10 days or so. Parts of California and other surrounding states may experience rainfall totals up to and over 6 or 7 inches, which is comfortably above 400 to 600% of normal. Some flooding is possible across western areas of the United States as a result. And finally, the trend from yesterday continues today for many areas of China to remain very cold over the next 7 to 10 days or so. Mean surface temperatures across many central and northern areas are forecast to be well below freezing, and some areas may experience temperatures at least 6 to 8 degrees below climate averages. Thank you for listening to today's weather brief. Goodbye.